Craig here on the third floor. With me today, we've got Jesse Watson and Patrick Healy, and we're talking Guild. Quick disclaimer, when filming this, it was in the open beta, so some of the details may change. Enjoy. Okay, Lucius Matheson. Keywords are elite and mimic. If I've got Lucius and he's my leader, what is he doing on the table?
He's going to be drawing you cards, first of all.
Okay, so filling up your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. What else? What else is Lucius doing for me?
So a Lucius team plays with this massive synergy where when Lucius activates, he changes the table.
Okay.
He's going to be issuing commands to tell other people to move. So normally when a master activates, you're looking at what that master is going to do. Where is he going to be? When Lucius activates, you need to think, what can the rest of his team do?
Gotcha. So he's handing out actions.
Right. He's handing out actions with issue command. When he walks, he can make all of his friendlies within 6 push 2 inches if they're not engaged.
Oh, okay.
So he can actually take his entire first turn and walk his whole
Have an entourage walking up.
and have his entourage walking up.
Okay.
And so I think when you're playing Lucius, when you're playing Elite, you're thinking not just of your master, but you really are thinking, what is my whole team doing? What's the best choice? Whatever the model. What's the best choice for this moment?
So it sounds definitely like a support master. Is that accurate?
100%.
Okay. So you mentioned issue command. Is there anything else that I'm doing action-wise with Lucius other than ordering people around? Is there other things that you found effective, even if it's a niche thing?
I mean, he's got a great, basically, filter the enemy hand. So
Okay.
misinformation, he sees your hand, picks 2 cards out of it, typically your 2 best,
Yep.
discards them. Now, you redraw to replace them, but if he's ditching a 13 and a red joker, what are you going to draw to make up for that?
Mm-hmm. And the range on that's, 6 inches, right? He's got to
Right.
kind of get in there. Talk to me about defensive. So if I've got Lucius going in there and getting 6 inches within somebody to screw around with their hand, how's Lucius surviving? Or is he?
Hopefully he's not there very long, or the opponent's not very long.
Okay.
He's got Serene Countenance, which puts all attacks against him on a negative.
Gotcha.
That's great. Until it isn't.
Right.
And somebody with a natural plus flip, somebody with focus,
Yep.
somebody with, any source of a plus, and there are a lot of them,
Yep.
is going to walk right through that. And after that, he's out
Yeah,
of
I see he's got only 10 health. His defense is 5.
Right.
Willpower's nice at 7,
Yes.
but you get past those negatives, and I can see that can be a problem. Talk to me about his totem.
So the scribe, the first thing I see when I look at the scribe is it's a free source of condition removal.
Ooh, okay.
And condition removal is key. There's several nasty conditions: injured, distracted, staggered, all of these things. And just to always have access to it in a Lucius crew is amazing.
And can he do it to just Lucius or to anybody as far as the condition removal?
It's dispel magic. That's anyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
very
as a
nice.
general.
Choose target, remove a condition. So technically, you could even do this to an enemy model if you needed to.
Interesting.
You
Great.
can also pluck people out of combat. And with his Betrayal aura, you have to burn a card to cheat.
Okay.
So this is a model you want to stick up into the enemy's group as much as you can. And of course, enemy's going to want to remove him. He then has Fade Away. So he can be really good for blocking charge lanes or for getting up near wherever you want to focus or wherever you need to block.
He's a pain in the butt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's an annoying little model that pops up where you don't want him to be and just makes your life more difficult.
Okay, that's Lucius. We need to talk about elite and mimics because if Lucius is my leader, that's my keyword. So if I'm bringing in an elite mimic crew, what do I expect them to do? I know Lucius is going to be kind of multiplying things out because he can issue commands and get more action out of each one of them. But in general, what does an elite mimic crew look like?
Well, when I look to build an elite mimic crew, what I'm looking for is Lucius as well as several models have the ability to go grab other actions off your own models and take them. So it's almost building a list of, do I have an action I can always need at this point?
Okay.
And then I can go get that action. So instead of looking for models to fill holes, it's like, do I have the actions I need to take this?
So when you're picking out your models, you're really focused on what they can do because there's a multiplier involved.
Exactly.
Does that sound right? Okay. And is following orders, that's kind of common among...
Yeah, so in a weird way, you are very interested in getting your models to act when it's not their turn.
Okay.
Because you also draw a card. That's what following order does. You take an action outside your activation, you draw a card, limit once per activation. So I could issue command to the Agent 46, and then I could issue command to my Changeling to have him issue command to Agent 46.
Okay.
And I will draw a card off the Agent 46 when I first issued command to him,
Yeah.
and I'll draw a card off the Changeling when I issued command to him. And I'll have taken 2 actions with Agent 46.
Right.
So Agent 46 may have the action or the placement or the strategic
What you needed.
advantage that I need. I can maximize that.
Wow. Okay. Great. As far as offensive ability, if I'm looking at an elite mimic crew, what kind of offense am I gonna see on the table?
I don't think you're really looking to kill so much.
Okay.
You're more looking to control and then get where you need to go and do what you need to do and stop them from doing it.
Okay.
They're much more of a control crew.
Gotcha. So you guys don't see a beater within those keywords.
Not really.
Okay.
So Agent 46, I brought him up earlier, is the beater that we have. But he's a min 2. But the thing is, opponents can't cheat against him.
Oh, okay.
So you can put him in place, or he can even mimic a stronger melee attack. So copy a great sword or something like that, and put him into place, and he can do a lot of murder. And he's hard to take down in his own right. So if you wanted to go murder, you could, but we're talking about one model. If you wanted to go murder, bring another list.
Gotcha. This is not the keyword to focus.
This is guild. If you need to murder, there are crews that do that.
Got it. Good. Any key models that you're when you're putting together an elite mimic list that just keep showing up that you just automatically hire? It sounds like 46 might be one of them.
Guild investigators.
Oh, okay.
Guild investigators are excellent.
What are they doing?
Marker shenanigans, pushes, card draw, more card draw, which is never a bad thing.
Yep.
They have their Garrote action is very good. Apply staggered if they already have staggered, which you can get in your crew. Starts doing some pretty significant damage as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Investigators have a lovely combination with false witnesses. If you're coming to scheme and you need to do something where you're dropping, 1,000,000 scheme markers, the false witnesses have the ability to drop 2 markers on an action within a 3-inch range. All right. The investigators, if you drop a marker within their bubble of 4 inches, I think, you get to push a model directly away from that marker 3 inches. So here's your witness. I drop 2 markers. Investigator pushes 2 models. And Lucius could command the false witness to do that action, so I'm going to draw a card when that happens too.
Yeah.
I'm littering the field with scheme markers I need. I'm pushing models to get where they need to go. I'm drawing cards as I do it.
And looking at the schemes and strats, one of the big limiting factors for a lot of those schemes and strats is that not being able to drop a scheme marker within 4 inches of another scheme marker. It sounds like this is a nice way around that.
It's a good workaround for that.
Yeah, and that's important when you look at the pools now and you look at those objectives. So that's huge. What is any out of faction models that you're seeing you bring in? You mentioned the Changeling. Anything else that you're pulling in? Doppelganger. Talk to me about the
100%.
Doppelganger.
So it's the Doppelganger. So you have Mimic. Couple other abilities you can. She's hard to take down. She just don't mind me. So that kind of stuff like that.
Good. What is Lucius and his crew afraid of?
Plus flips.
Okay.
Splash damage.
Okay.
Anything that they can't control. Because one of the traits of the Lucius crew is they are going to eat your hand. And they're going to have a better hand. If they don't have a better hand than their opponent, they're playing Elite very wrong.
Got it.
Well, cheap shockwaves, where I need a 5 off of somebody like a Wong to trigger multiple shockwaves, which I'm now burning my hand to resist. Pulse damage, splash damage off of bursts where you can focus to make sure you land it and then you're triggering all this extra damage. It's a low defense, not, no healing really, no armor. And yeah, a heavy offense team can be a threat to them as long as that heavy offense team doesn't need a hand.
Got it. Okay, so they can do it without cheating. Basically,
Yeah.
they can top deck it. Yeah.
One model I want to make sure we get a shout out to is the lawyers.
Tell me about it.
You should be using lawyers.
Okay.
1 minimum, 2 probably if you're going full elite, because they to me are Lucius's hands in the game. With tools for the job, they allow you to reclaim good cards and set themselves up to be able to obey other models.
Wow. Okay.
Which means they can do the same work Lucius is doing and continuing your following orders control. While also making sure that your hand is always fantastic.
Wow.
They also hand out shielded, and that's why I bring this up here for talking about their defenses. This is one of the few defenses that Elite really gets access to, is the ability to shield 1 or even 2 models a turn off of each lawyer that you have.
Gotcha.
So you'll need that as a counter to try and stay alive against the offense that's coming at you, because the opponent will hate your models, and they're going to try to eat them.
Got it. Now, any versatile models that help kind of shore up any weaknesses in an elite crew?
The effigy, but that's pretty much true for every guild crew.
Okay.
The brutal effigy is just amazing.
Gotcha.
He's a nice little scheme runner. He can walk around. He gives a heal aura. It's just good.
Great. All right, that's Lucius.